Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Timberwolves stumble at home, fall 95-94 to Jimmy Butler-less Miami Heat. Over the course of an NBA season, not all losses are created equal. Teams tend to take most losses in stride, but anyone around the team could tell the Timberwolves' 95-94 loss to the Miami Heat on Sunday was the kind that hit hard. That was evident from the way the team handled the aftermath. Coach Chris Finch, who usually takes around 10 minutes, give or take, before addressing the media, hurried into the team's news conference room before most reporters could get there. Once he did, Finch offered more than one mea culpa for a string of decisions he made that contributed to the Wolves' loss, specifically on the last two possessions of the game. "I didn't get it right," Finch said. "Tonight, coming down the stretch, I didn't get it right. I told you guys that we weren't always going to get it right, but yeah, if I had to go back and do it over, I'd certainly do it differently." Anthony Edwards then declined to speak with reporters after the media requested he do so. Players are subject to league fines if they consistently do not speak to the media when requested. But before he left, he complained loud enough for reporters to hear in the locker room about the Heat's shape-shifting zone defense. That contributed to his 8-for-24 night, 22 points, that also included 6 turnovers. The Wolves committed 20 overall, but they still were in position to beat the Jimmy Butler-less Heat, who committed 23 turnovers of their own. The game unraveled for the Wolves in the final 9 seconds, after Jaden McDaniels had a flying putback of a Mike Conley miss to give the Wolves a 94-92 lead. Miami, in a crucial move, successfully challenged a foul that was called on Haywood Highsmith on the bucket. Nikola Jovic delivers game-winning moment to push Heat past Timberwolves. Takeaways and details. 5 takeaways from the Miami Heat's 95-94 dramatic win over the Minnesota Timberwolves, 6-4, on Sunday night at Target Center to snap a 3-game skid and improve to 1-2 on its 6-game trip. The Heat, 4-5, continues the trip on Tuesday against the Detroit Pistons at Little Caesars Arena in its first group play game of the NBA's second annual in-season tournament. After falling behind by 8 points with 4:59 left in the fourth quarter, the Heat used a 12-4 run to erase an 8-point deficit and tie the score at 92 with 30 seconds to play. The Timberwolves regained a 2-point lead on a putback layup from Jaden McDaniels with 9 seconds left. But the Heat ended up producing the game-winning moment on a play drawn up by coach Erik Spoelstra during a timeout. With Duncan Robinson inbounding the ball, he found Nikola Jovic streaking into space off a back screen set by Terry Rozier. Jovic caught the inbounds pass and made the layup while being fouled by Nickeil Alexander-Walker to tie the score with 7.8 seconds remaining. Jovic then made the free throw to complete the game-winning 3-point play, giving the Heat a 1-point lead in the final seconds. It is extremely difficult to generate an open shot on a side out of bounds, particularly against a team that is well coached. They have great length, Spoelstra said. So we were just fortunate. Duncan made a great pass, Nico made a great cut. Jovic gave credit to Spoelstra for designing the play. SPO had a great play, Jovic said. He told me I might have a chance, and if I get it, I have to take it. Duncan told me he was going to pass it and Tyler, Herro, told me to shoot it. So yeah, I kind of went off a back screen, I was open and made it. The Timberwolves had one final opportunity to come away with the win, but Mike Conley missed a 3-pointer with 2.6 seconds left. Heat center Bam Adebayo grabbed the defensive rebound as the final buzzer sounded. The Heat's bench immediately mobbed Jovic in celebration when the game ended. "That was a signature win for us," Adebayo said. The Heat's defense, specifically its zone defense, slowed a quality Timberwolves offense that entered with the NBA's 5th-best offensive rating for the season. Minnesota, which entered averaging 116 points per game this season, totaled just 94 points on 39.8% shooting from the field and 13 of 45, 28.9%, shooting on threes while committing 20 turnovers. The Timberwolves finished the loss with a season-low single-game offensive rating of 94.9 points per 100 possessions. The Heat used its zone defense for 40 possessions, including 18 possessions in the fourth quarter, during Sunday's win, according to Coor Moorhead from Heat.com. "Man, it feels like we did all the little things on the defensive end, got steps, we got them to turn the ball over," Adebayo said. The Heat's offense wasn't much better, finishing Sunday's win with its own season-low single-game offensive rating of 94.9 points per 100 possessions and a season-high 23 turnovers. But the difference, along with Jovic's game-winning play, was the Heat's huge 26-4 edge in fast break points. With Butler out, Harrow was again the catalyst for the Heat's offense. He closed the win with a game-high 26 points on 9 of 15 shooting from the field, 4 of 8 shooting on threes and 4 of 5 shooting from the foul line, 6 rebounds and 3 assists, but he did commit 8 turnovers. "He's becoming so efficient," Spoelstra said of Harrow, who is now averaging 23.2 points per game on 50.7% shooting from the field and 45.6% from three-point range. The only other Heat players who finished with double-digit points on Sunday were Rozier, 11 points, and Jovic, 15 points. Adebayo again struggled to make shots, scoring 9 points on 3 of 11 shooting from the field, 0 of 2 shooting on threes and 3 of 6 shooting from the foul line. But Adebayo impacted the game in other areas with 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal and 3 blocks. "That basketball is not always going to go in, man. It is what it is," said Adebayo, who is now shooting just 38.6% from the field this season. "I'm not going to shy away from that." Heat hold Jimmy Butler out of game at Minnesota with sprained ankle. Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler was held out of Sunday night's game at Minnesota because of a sprained right ankle, yet another matchup he's missed against one of his former teams. Without the 6-time All-Star available, Heat coach Erik Spoelstra was forced to make his first starting lineup change in 9 games this season, inserting Kevin Love and Haywood Highsmith for Butler and a healthy Nikola Jovic. The Heat set a franchise record last season with 35 different starting lineups. Butler forced his way out of Minnesota 6 years ago with a trade to Philadelphia. The 76ers won both games against the Timberwolves in 2018-19 with Butler healthy, but since being traded to Miami for the following season he has been frequently missing. This was the 6th absence for Butler, with the Heat in 11 games against the Timberwolves. He has played in only 2 of 6 games in Minnesota. The Heat went 2-8 against the Timberwolves over the last 5 seasons and 1-4 with Butler on the floor. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.